Hey guys, it's Kelly and Kathy Burns here with Tech Savvy Realty Solutions. We are going to talk to you today about the top 10 uses for ChatGPT in the real estate realm. So I'm going to go through how to actually create the most important prompt so you can get the answers that you really want. And then I'm going to go through about 10 examples. So be sure to stay tuned. I'll have this downloadable after the video is done as well that you can use. So be sure to stay till the end. Don't forget to subscribe. Yes. And we want to make sure that you come back. We have all kinds of tips like this constantly for agents that are looking to utilize technology to make their life more efficient, create balance, and just more professional. So let's get to it, right? I'm going to go ahead and share my screen and you can see exactly how we do this. Okay, so here is an example of the perfect ChatGPT prompt formula. So number one, you always have to have, it's mandatory, is a task. What are you going to be asking ChatGPT to do for you? For instance, like, I need you to write a book. Okay, great. So, and then number two, what's really important, if you really want more specific answers, you're going to say, I need some more content with it. So those things are, number one is mandatory. Number two is important. So is exemplar, which is examples essentially. So you want to give it a little bit more content, maybe give it an example of what would sound good to you or what kind of answer you're really going for. Number four is persona. It's kind of, act as if you are Barbara Cochran and you want her to, write you a listing presentation. Here's one that I saw before that was really nice. Format is, how do you want it to lay out? Depending on what you're asking, I've often asked it to do the answer in a spreadsheet format, or I want it to be in book format or paragraph, however you want it. That's really nice to have. And then finally, a tone. So setting expectations of, hey, I want this professional, I want this witty, I want this not dry, but still professional, however you want to do it. Give it as much information as you possibly can, and it will provide the answers that you're looking for. I think a lot of people get overwhelmed when they first come to ChatGPT, and I want to show you how easy it is. You can even copy this and utilize it for yourself. So again, we want to get the response that you're looking for. You go, rule of thumb for the task is always start with an action verb. Generate, give, write, analyze. Those are things that are going to be really helpful to clearly articulate what your end goal is. Give it some context. What is the background of the user? What does success look like for you in this answer? What kind of environment is this in? Exemplars, basically, give it an example of what looks amazing to you, how it would, if it came through, the answer look like this is exactly how you'd want it. And then act as if you're Warren Buffett or Barbara Cochran, or, they're really good about popular, well-known people. They can even go back in history, but you want to pay attention that it is a very well-known person if you're going to do a persona like that. But if you're not going to pick a person, you can also say, hey, act as if I am a top marketing, act as if I'm a top YouTube promoter and I know exactly the right formula in order to get people to view my videos, something along those lines. Again, in the format, if you want a spreadsheet or however you want that to lay out, it will do it for you. Another really cool pro tip is, if you ask ChatGPT, you can always adjust your answers. If you didn't get the right answer how you wanted it, you can say, rewrite that with a more professional tone, and make sure you make any changes that you do in bold so you can account for those, and that they can be easily something that you can review quicker. And then always a tone. So letting ChatGPT know the feeling you're going for or the vibe that you want it to come across, and it will do that for you. So we're going to jump right into a couple examples. This one is, if you're looking, I said, act as if you're Barbara Cochran, who just won a listing agreement for a beautiful, luxurious home in Huntersville, North Carolina. You have countless years of experience and always write the perfect listing descriptions that sell the property in record time. It is a buyer's market currently, so you are understanding that. However, this property is a dream. It needs to be in a short format, no more than 300 words. The property is 3 bedroom, 3 bath, approximately 2,100 square feet. It was fully renovated from the ground up in 2021, rebuilt with a new dock overlooking beautiful Lake Norman. Recently, a pool with a swim-up bar and a hot tub was added as well. I would like the tone of this description to be witty, professional, and friendly. Appeal to the masses. So you can see here, I gave it as much background and feedback that I possibly can to really accomplish the answer that I'm going for. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and you know what I loved about that is that you put in there how many words you wanted it to use, because a lot of descriptions, like in the MLS, we're limited on our spaces. Same thing in bios and our social media. Your prompts are important. I love it in bullet points. So all of this is very important because you're basically setting the stage to teach it who it is. And sometimes if you don't tell it about tonality, it's too formal, and maybe you want it formal, but I'm not formal, so they're going to know immediately, Kathy did not write this.
Yeah, I've done it before where I say I definitely want it to be professional but not stuffy, and so it still carries a professional tone, but it doesn't feel like someone unlike me is actually talking. So It's really important. Give it the feeling. That's really what it understands feeling for some reason. So, and then I'll show you next. This is the response that ChatGPT gave me, and I absolutely love it. I don't think I would change anything. It says, nestled in the heart of Huntersville, North Carolina, where sophistication meets serenity, this fully renovated gem awaits its next chapter. With a touch of wit and dash of charm, allow me to introduce to you a residence where every day feels like a luxurious retreat. Boasting 3 bedrooms and 3 full baths across a spacious 2,100 square foot layout, this home whispers elegance in every corner. Crafted for the connoisseur of life, the 2021 ground-up renovation speaks volumes of his meticulous design. I already want to see this house, right? So you can tell it's just going to really pull you in based on how I requested it to respond. The sleek, modern interiors are a testament to a timeless design, inviting you to live, laugh, and love. The chef's kitchen, with its state-of-art appliances, is where culinary dreams come true, and the open floor plan ensures your soirees are the talk of the town. Now, I didn't put that information in there about the chef's kitchen, so it actually did that. That's one thing that you have to pay attention to, is you have to read the responses, because some of this may not, I don't know if the appliances are state-of-the-art. Maybe they are, maybe they aren't, but that would be something that you would want to make sure. And you can always go back and say, hey, I love all of this, except I need you to take out the part of the chef's kitchen and change it so that it is just traditional appliances. And then you hit enter and it will do that. It will just adjust it. You can also say, make your changes in bold so I can review them easily. Again, we're looking for efficiency tools with this. It continues on to talk about the luxuries and all that good stuff, but this is the kind of response that I want, and this is less than 300 words, which is perfect. I've also done it based on characters. It just depends. So I'm going to go through the next top 10 ways that I have found to utilize this in your business. Now, you can tweak it however you want, but the first one is really creating a luxury property listing presentation for any location. Now, I've given you the prompt here, and again, we're going to leave these at the end so you can download this as a freebie. But again, you'll see here, and I'm not going to go through every single one. I want you to be able to take a look at this on your own. But it says, act as if you are a highly regarded, extremely experienced listing agent who has extensive knowledge in your field. Create a detailed listing presentation for a luxury property located at blah, blah, blah. The presentation should start with an impactful introduction that highlights the exclusivity and prestige of the location. It goes on to talk about technology and all the different things. If there's things that you want written in this listing presentation, you're gonna just blow people away. Again, at the end, I say the tone should be sophisticated and aspirational. So I want them to understand that this is a luxury experience that I want to provide to this customer. So you can essentially fill all these out, but again, the more detail that you can give, the better. Right. Have you ever done this for yours?
Well, you know what? I haven't done this specifically, but I do use LuxVT for my luxury listings, and I did have to create different paragraphs, and I did use ChatGPT for this because there were different things that talked about the kitchen and the different phases of the listing presentation. And so I used it all the way through. And the layout that they had was great, but I needed the words. And you could also, like, this house was listed before. So I was able to go copy different things in there. Here's some background information that you can know about the house. And I said, bring all that into play. Like, talk about the new roof, the gourmet kitchen, and blah, blah, blah. And add all those features in. But I will say that you definitely have to proofread it, including the spelling.
I agree. And that is one key thing too, is you want to make sure the spelling in your prompt is accurate as well as your grammar. Because if you don't ask it properly, it won't respond properly. Number 2, new home buyer packet for first-time home buyers. This is a great, we've got another video coming out about flip books. So you can essentially have it create your flip book outline. You can have it break it down completely. But just talking about, hey, you are the go-to for the first-time home buyer realtor of the Charlotte area. You have over 30 years experience helping buyers find their dream homes. Again, you're teaching it how you want it to act. So these are just examples of things that you can utilize as an agent to, a lot of times we have an admin do this, or maybe you pay for Fiverr to do this. ChatGPT can knock all this out and use Canva and pretty it up. You're good to go. So again, just be sure to download this and see all the list of the different ways. But that's a great example. I think first-time home buyers would love to have a packet. And again, it says, talk to me about step-by-step guide for the buying process so they can understand the mortgage all the way to pre-approval to closing. Find those tips for finding the perfect home. What to look out for. If you've never gone through the experience, it can be a daunting experience. And there's so much information out there. They want to go to you as the trusted source. So I think, and again, the tone should be friendly, reassuring, and informative. So it comes across very welcoming, inviting, and not overwhelming at all.
Right.
Number 3, email newsletter for a specific neighborhood. Let's say you're targeting a neighborhood. We have a really nice neighborhood here, like the Peninsula or the Point. You can literally say, act as if I'm a top marketing firm who specializes in writing witty yet informative newsletters for real estate agents across the country. I put company there, but we'll say country. You have a knack for making the open rates the best in the business. And so you're the one who you act as if you're writing something that people actually want to read. So draft an email newsletter focused on, let's say, the Peninsula market. Targeting potential sellers. The newsletter should include a market update highlighting recent sales and average prices, market trends, feature a property of the month, things like that. Now, this is not necessarily always going to pull that data for you, but it's going to provide you the verbiage, and that's where you have to fill in the information. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and what's great about that is, like, there may be articles written about, let's say, the Point or the Peninsula, where it's a neighborhood Facebook page, and it gives a breakdown of it. And you can just copy and put that in and say, here's some background of this, so add that into that newsletter so that it knows the neighborhood.
Right. Yeah, again, the tone should be professional, engaging, and community oriented. So just setting it up for how you want to come across to these clients. And then number 4 is marketing plan for attracting savvy real estate investors. If you are focused on just the investor market, what's your plan? What's your marketing playbook? Design me a marketing playbook, essentially. Say that you have created a professional email that will encourage these investors to want to reach out about more properties. Or maybe you have a property that just came on the market and you want to target the the investors that would be interested in this. How do we get them to call you? What do we need to say rather than having to create the wheel every single time we have an amazing property that you want to send out? Have this do it for you. And then, again, create a marketing playbook. ChatGPT is unlimited. You just have to get really kind of gritty with it in order to get the answers that you want.
Yeah.
And again, here I say make the tone professional, but not stuffy, financially savvy and focused. Include details of property and summary of why it's a great deal. So that part's really for you. So if you're going to take this prompt, make sure that you're talking about what makes this such a cool deal. Like, why is this something that you want to throw out to your investors, and see who bites first. Client specific script for following up after an open house. If you have an open house, you could have a generic, basically a generic script that will be able to plug and play. And if you look back on one of our other videos, we have where you can set this up in your email signature as a template, and you just plug and play their names. So if you do a lot of open houses and you want to have consistent communication, you can create, hey, open house email number 1, open house email number 2 as your signature. And you can have this automatically go through and send it out to whoever you met and say, hey, would you like a private showing? Would you like some more information? But you don't have to create it. Have ChatGPT do it so that it sounds pretty. And it can come out exactly how you want it. You just tweak it a little bit.
It sounds like a lot, and yet this is where you create efficiency so that you set up these prompts, and now you just plug and play your prompts into it for different scenarios. But like you just said, where you create a signature, so the signature being a templated email basically for that specific thing, and they're named different things, and you just plug it in for that house for ChatGPT based on your prompt, and boom, here it is for the open house for that signature. And man, just think of how much further you are ahead of other agents that are not doing this. This is how you get business, keep business, and your referred business.
Right. And like you said, it does sound like a lot, but the truth is, it's really not. Like, when you could literally copy this word for word and put this into ChatGPT, and you're going to get a different response than someone else is going to put in there. Just tweak it a little bit and say, hey, this is what I'm looking for. And it just, there's no duplicate, answers that I've come across. So I feel like you're going to stick out above the crowd and look so professional and just a trusted resource, which is what we're always trying to go for, right?
Yep.
Number 6 is create an email campaign for seasonal maintenance tips. If you want to keep drip on your customers, but you don't want to create the MailChimp newsletter every single month, like that's so daunting, you can do this. Say, I want shareable links. I want ideas for websites that they can click on. You can put anything you want in here. Take that newsletter, plug and play a couple little photos, you're done. You're done in 10 minutes. Whereas I used to do newsletters for my customers, it would take me hours because I just didn't know how to write it. Maybe it didn't sound good. Maybe the grammar was wrong. My spelling had to be checked. And it took me forever to just get all that information. Don't be afraid of ChatGPT. This thing is actually your personal assistant if you use it properly.
Yep.
Number 7 is social media posts. So you can say, hey, give me a prompt for I'm hosting a local charity event, or maybe I need you to give me, 5 reasons why people we've got a lot of people transporting from New York to Charlotte, Michigan, Ohio. They all want to come here. So you can say, act as if you're a top marketing firm that focuses only on real estate agents. Your skill level is off the chart for assisting agents. Get tons of connections through social media. Give me an SEO optimized Facebook post with 5 reasons people love moving from whatever the feeder market city is to your city. And make sure you can say this, requested to do a YouTube optimized video script, an SEO optimized Instagram post, and so on. You can even create it for blogs. Like the idea of writing a daunting blog, those days are done, right?
Done.
I wouldn't even consider it. I'm just like, figure it out, ChatGPT, you're my buddy.
Yeah.
But even like if you've got a charity event, tons of us agents are giving back to the community, and we're figuring out how can we capture engagement, right? Like the engagement of it. And then you utilize the other tools that we talk about, like the ManyChat or the Chat Builder AI, things like that, that'll just automate the flow of constant communication. You'll be just set it and forget it. You put a little bit of time into this, and I'll tell you, it's just gonna be a game changer.
Even if you didn't do it all in one day, you know what I mean? Even if you said, I'm going to spend an hour on this day, every day, or Friday's my day. I'm going to just dive in. because
Yep.
you just start doing this in bite-sized pieces, and before you know it, we were just interviewing an agent today who said she was on a mission to create flip books for all kinds of things. And when we were interviewing, she did. She had them all, but she just started a couple months ago and decided she was seeing how much traction she was getting. And so that's what this is. You got to dive in and you will get your traction.
And like we spoke before, auto responses for me, I am a huge fan of those email signature templates, I call them. So it's technically an email signature, but it's really, if I write more than one email twice, I want to make sure I set it up as a template in my email. And you can do that in Outlook or Google, whatever you want to do. Check back on one of our videos. I'll link it in this one as well. But drafting auto responses, let's say you have someone that's interested in working with you, or, why would I choose you over another agent? Or what's the best places to stay in, I don't know, when I come from New York to go visit properties in Lake Norman. Draft those auto responses. Again, keep it witty, unique, positive, professional, but not stuffy. Have those just saved as a template. You plug and play them. It's life-changing, I swear. You got to do it. Two more here. So we're going to go to number 9, training materials for new agents. If you are part of a team and you don't want to have to create a whole system, you can essentially say, I'm crafting a detailed training program for all my new real estate agents. I want to provide them with the necessary tools for success. The curriculum should be this, this, and this. Make sure the materials are designed for self-study. They're engaging. They're not putting people to sleep. Outline the program and then structure it down even further. This is cool. Like, to our broker charge, or if you're just part of a team and you want people to have regular systems of being able to train as you go along, I mean, it can do all the things for you. If you start, one of the things that I've noticed, started as an outline, say I'm creating this training program. I need an outline. And then it'll say, okay, do this, 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 and this. If I like the outline that I created, then I'll come back and be like, okay, chapter number 1 is, onboarding, whatever. So you go and say, give me specific things that they need to do for onboarding. And include this, this, and this. It'll write it for you. You don't have to, you wrote a whole book on it, right?
Yeah, I did. I asked for the outline first. I gave specifics. I prompted it of exactly what I was looking for. And then I looked at it and I thought, well, that was pretty darn good. Because I said, now embellish that into a chapter that's for an ebook. And it did. And then I put my own input into it I said, now interface this within that, because I wanted it to be from me as well. And not just because I was worried someone's going to say you just wrote a book from ChatGPT. I wanted to put my real estate coaching lessons into it, right? And so it intertwined it all in there, which was perfect. Loved it.
Yeah. And it would have taken you forever to do that, right?
Probably never would have happened.
Right. Fair enough.
You know me.
Yeah. The last one, I've got personalized client onboarding documents. Again, you can say, I've got a new first-time home buyer. I want to give them a welcome introduction. This is their name. This is their family. This is the kind of home budget that they have. I want to outline different steps for them, how the process is going to go and how the whole step is going to go with me in particular. Detail what, let's call them Alex, can expect from their agent in terms of communication. Let them know that I call once a week and give them updates, or, whatever it is that you do. You can have that personalized client onboarding document so that they just know that you are empowering them through the whole journey and making this just a really cool personalized experience. And yet it's personalized to them, but it's really not to you. You just have to plug and play it into ChatGPT. You're filling in the blanks essentially. So hopefully this presentation has given you some good ideas of how to utilize this in your business. We're going to, again, link this at the bottom as a freebie, but be sure to subscribe below and make sure you share this with anybody that you think could utilize this. We have tons of amazing interviews coming up. So be sure to check back, and we look forward to keeping you on the tech savvy journey and learning, lots of learning.
It's great. So that's it for today.
Thanks, guys. We'll see you next time.